Hello and welcome to the Goofy Goff podcast where I, Danny, speak to my pal
Nico
about a horror film that I've introduced her to from my own personal collection. Now Nico, you are a shite bag.
Yes.
But there's a kinder term, isn't there?
Yes, we call it Scaredy Cat, Goofy Goff. It just means don't like horror, but I'll try my hardest to appreciate them every minute at a time.
So, she doesn't like horror. Welcome to the horror podcast.
What a great time I'm in for.
And I am a lifelong horror fan, so I introduce her to a film that I think she might like, and then what we do is assess the film from the perspective of a scaredy cat and a hellhound. So, welcome!
Yay!
No, it's good. So before we start, we should say that we're going to be getting into some spoilers.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen the film that we're going to talk about, fucking switch it off.
We are talking about Dracula 2000 or Dracula 2001, depending on where it was released.
If you're talking about the US title Dracula 2000 and the international title 2001, and that's because the studio that released it, Dimension, they released it as like counter programming to other Christmas films in the year 2000. We'll get a wee bit into that later. And in 2001 it finally reached us and everywhere else. So that's why you get the difference in titles. Fucking cheeky buggers, eh?
Love it. But you know, interesting.
I've been going to the cinema at Christmas, right?
Yeah.
You did?
Me and my sister go at New Year. That's like a tradition that we have. Christmas, I do not leave the house because I working in retail ruined it for me. I hate Christmas and bad humbug.
Same.
Oh,
You want to give them a fucking break. You want to give
yeah.
these poor buggers a bit of a breather.
Yeah, I just feel bad, and I'll always apologise, even if I'm just buying like a sandwich.
You say sorry.
Because I'm just like, it's terrible. I'm so sorry. This is just a horrible time to be in retail.
Aye, I never got the cinema at Christmas thing. I'll probably do it at some point. But it's his time. It's time to just be
Also,
in the house and fat.
Films that are out, pish, usually.
Mainly pish.
Mainly pish.
So that's what I was going to say though. You go to the cinema, you see something like Dracula 2000.
Yeah, but especially at Christmas, because it's so, like, you just like that. It's hilarious. Let's go.
Nice break for like watching your racist uncle enjoy fucking Morecambe and Wise or whatever shit.
Exactly.
He's giving you the four candles chat. You're fucking fed up here already.
Yeah.
You just like, give me some Jerry Butler as Dracula.
It's brilliant.
Give me that. Right, so I'll give I know we should have like a wee water can for you before we get into this. I mean, fuck, I get it. I get it. So I'll give a quick synopsis, right? So we start off with Dracula arriving in London in the Demeter as per the source material.
Yes.
Then we cut to present day 2000. And we are in a rad museum, but it's not. It's an antique shop.
Yes.
And it's run by a mysterious gentleman.
Yes.
Who has mysterious items in his basement.
And also mysterious past.
And with a mysterious past.
When they talk about his ancestors and he goes, don't want to talk about them. Don't talk about them.
Aye.
Why is that?
What you hiding?
Exactly. Bit defensive.
Aye.
There, mister.
Bit too defensive. Aye. Like what? Is this like? Did you previously own slaves or something like that?
Yeah. That's what I got. I got racist.
So we are introduced to Van Helsing.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy that runs the antique shop.
Yep.
And some idiot thieves break into his basement.
Mm-hmm.
They think they're just robbing an antique of sorts.
Yep.
They've only lifted Dracula's coffin.
What silly gooses?
Dracula.
Exactly.
I mean, the plural for goose is geese.
So, Dracula.
You said geeses?
Look, I studied art. I didn't study English. I'm not good at it, right? Googly geese.
Are we gaggly goosies?
We gaggly geesies. It's like my species.
And what do you know? Dracula's up in his plane.
Mm-hmm.
He comes back to life because obviously Dracula 2000 is not about a guy in a coffin, is it? So he comes back to life, and they land in present day year 2000, New Orleans.
Yes.
Mardi Gras, because obviously that's all that happens in New Orleans. City of Sin.
Oh, I never thought of it that way. Yeah, that would have made. Do you know one thing? Like, not. I thought you would see more flashing boobies.
Aye, not much.
None. I don't think there was one.
Low Suki count. No, you see, it's the one lassie gets her Suki's it. It's a crane shot, and then it goes down, and they're like frantically looking for something. I think it's Johnny Lee Miller's one about. We'll get back to that later. We've not even finished the synopsis.
I know.
And then there is vitamin C's, Suki's, but we'll get to that later.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Anyway, synopsis.
We're in New Orleans.
We're in New Orleans. A whole lot of business goes down.
Mm-hmm.
We find out that everybody that works at... I'll be vague because we'll discuss a lot more. Everybody that works at Virgin Megastore is a woman. Dracula comes back to life. He's fucking loving New Orleans.
Oh my god, he actually is. Love Matt. Like the fact that he like stared up at that TV that had like the sensational music video, and he literally was like,
you see him
vibe,
brother.
Fuck! No, he doesn't say anything. He literally, he's just like vibrating with excitement. Basically, he's just like.
Do you know what? That's the strength of the GBX's performance. Exactly. It's in my head.
Your brother. Yeah.
Because that's what he was conveying.
We will obviously discuss more of his portrayal of Dracula.
I know.
Anyway,
so from the Van Helsing's like, fuck, he's fucked off. So I need to go over to New Orleans. Goes over to New Orleans. Dracula ends up finding this woman there. Turns out to be Van Helsing's granddaughter.
I thought it was his daughter.
No, sorry, his daughter. Aye, because like he has these weird, like part of Van Helsing's thing is like he lies and he says that he's Van Helsing's grandson.
Yeah,
it's like third generation.
Yeah.
But then in another twist,
he is actually Van Helsing.
Unreal.
With Elaine,
aye,
who has Dracula's blood in her because he had to inject himself with Dracula's blood to stay around to be able to try and look after Dracula's coffin to stop him from escaping. So what did he say? 100 years?
I missed out a vital part. He's keeping him in the coffin because he's because he is trying to figure out a way to actually kill him.
Yes.
He's not just keeping him there as like an antique.
I like that.
He's like a man collector. He's a completist.
That would imagine collecting monsters and then you're just like a Dracula in my base.
So he lives off the blood of Dracula. I'm getting a bit of that later. To keep immortal so that he can figure out a way to kill Dracula.
Yeah.
Dracula escapes, but he's still immortal, so he's like, fuck, there goes the elixir of my enemy.
Do you think he gets weaker gradually throughout the film?
I think that certainly travelling knackers him out because he's an old man.
Yeah, I just feel like
he just gets old man problems.
But I literally was like, you just took
no boots here.
Then I need a rubber and he's
fucking athlete's foot's like no.
Because I was like, you technically just ingested that blood. Why are you knackered already? Like you don't. And how many more leeches? Well, he only had 2 left, then he took 1. And that was one thing, see when he got off the plane, he looked knackered, I was like, oh fuck, he's only got 1 leech left.
I know. Do you know what's funny about this, right? We're only on the synopsis and we've got about 9 tabs open in this conversation.
I know. This is our life. This is why we can't get anything done. Anyway, sorry, we'll go back to the future.
So, yeah, we're back in New Orleans. Van Helsing's come see what's going on.
Yep.
He has to find Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
His daughter's there. Mad coincidence. And then, but Dracula's drawn to Van Helsing's daughter / his daughter.
Thank you. This is what I want to get to, but we won't talk about it now because we'll go on a 5-hour tangent.
And then the thieves they're all off on the plane pretty much. They don't come back till a wee bit later. And when Van Helsing goes over there, brings his wee pal Johnny Lee Miller, and and they hunt down Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
And then, do you know what? We'll get to the twist later.
Oh yeah, no, we cannot.
We can't reveal this right now.
We need to reveal it at the end.
Aye, you're like, yeah. Can I just ask you quickly though? Did you like it?
Fuck, so Piero sat with me. Piero's my cat. Was sitting on it the whole time. The way I screamed when it was revealed.
Aye.
He's literally his nails dug into my legs and he bolted because I my cackle howl that I shook, and even then it was like I was trying to guess it, and then I was like, oh my god, is it? And then when it shows the one snippet, and obviously I'll discuss it, I fucking screamed and was like, no fucking way! But it was, yeah, sensational take on Vampire.
Aye.
Sensational take.
Good. Very glad to hear it. Aye, and then that is a very rough synopsis of what it's about. So we start.
Mm-hmm.
We're on the Demeter, the ship that carries Dracula and the earth of his homeland.
Oh yeah, and the coffin.
And the coffin, and you see the aftermath.
Mm-hmm.
You see footage on the beach where they land. Don't know what beach in England that he landed on, but next to London. But hey ho, you see human footprints turn into real footprints. This is all part of the and that beautiful new metal fonts all over the place.
Music is sensational.
It's so good
as well.
Well, that's something that I think we need to address first and foremost.
Yes.
This is a new metal horror.
Yes, it's yeah. I think this is why you suggested this. Well, two reasons: Jared Butler and new metal.
Aye.
The reasons why we bonded as people.
And the reason.
Reason is Jared Butler.
GBX. The things that I think. This specific, like the qualifying factors for Dracula 2001, that make this a new metal film. Obviously the soundtrack,
of course.
Obviously, because like you got Power Man 5000 and all that on there, right? It's basically a cat house playlist.
Oh, it's so good.
It's good fucking.
It was great.
I mean, Linkin Park.
And that's the only thing I really texted you was. Linkin Park at the end. I wasn't allowed to talk to him the whole time. Like literally, was like, do not talk to me about this film until this moment. But the only thing I texted you was Linkin Park with a little heart.
You know, I try so hard.
I know, but in the end it doesn't
really matter.
Copyright straight.
Completely like no need for that to drop in.
Yeah, it made no sense.
No man. And obviously, like, you know, there's the soundtrack, right, which is like as route one new metal as it gets, but there's other elements to it that really make it new metal. Like you've got the costume design, right? Everybody's like.
Also, how everyone in New Orleans were just big goths.
Everybody. That's what I loved about it. Like the thieves, all goths.
Like just everyone from like everyone had long trench coats.
Aye, and I think like, but see when I started thinking about it, because this is like the fucking fifth time or something I've watched it. Maybe more. This is like if I'm pissed.
Oh, is that your go-to?
Not my go-to, but it's one of the films. I'm like, if I've got like pals in or something, I'll be like, I'll be chatting away, and then we'll turn around and see GBX and be like, and be silent for like 2 seconds and get back to
appreciate how beautiful it is.
Good part of the film. And like I noticed when actually paying attention to it that I think that all the thieves were like strategically goths.
Yes.
Because they went their turn. Like Dracula takes Danny Masterson's jacket, I think.
Oh yeah,
because remember he's just in the coffin.
I literally was like, he was naked in that coffin, and now he is wearing the sexiest swag.
Yep.
Who'd he get it from? And it was
He's just walked straight out of flip.
What's the name of the guy? Not the actual actor, but what's his name? It's like
the guy with bleach on the
eye. That
so fucking gross. This
is the thing. So I would say this isn't like a scary horror, but it has elements. So I would say like. That was literally a bit like breaking into the tomb. That was gruesome jumpy.
Mm-hmm.
The leech in the eye, honest to God, I was like, like, and it's the fact, like, it's the 3 times he like pulls at it, and that was great. I was really happy.
But what's great about that is it's Danny Masterson.
Oh, I know, and that's I said
and
the worst person to happen to this to. Like, so I'm so happy. Yeah, that's why I was like, I have to keep watching this because like to see this man suffer is sensational.
Totally.
Also, do you know the guy who dies at the start in the first when they're trying to steal the coffin and he gets crushed?
Oh, yeah.
He always just plays an arsehole.
I noticed like this was like one of the this is a trend setting film.
This paved the way
because before like it was the done thing to get established actors to star in TV shows, like it was like an actor's death rattle to star in film actors to star in TV.
Yeah.
You know, the role reversal. Like this was right at the cusp of that. So like Dimension Films had released like From Dusk Till Dawn, and that like took a TV actor, George Clooney, to like A-list status.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that pattern, like the Dimension Films is run by Bob and Harvey Weinstein, like obviously just Bob now, but or then even like they latched on to trends. So like if something worked, they stuck with it.
Yeah.
Like the Christmas release of Horrors, like they've done that like consecutively afterwards. The Crow, when they released The Crow, like that was the first film to do like a big crossover soundtrack, and that became a huge part of the film's promotion, and like they put a lot of the film budget in that as well. So like that worked, so they stuck with that. And I think they took a lot of TV actors. So with this one, there's like countless ER stars in there.
The fact is, I feel as if every person wasn't a big name, and it was really refreshing to watch that it wasn't the actor selling it; it was the film itself. Because even like when Danny gave me the DVD, I was quite shocked that Gerard Butler's name wasn't on it at the front. And you were like, this is Gerard Butler wasn't anyone at this point.
Pretty much, aye.
But to be like Dracula in a Dracula film, and you're like, I will say nobody because, you know, our boy. It was so refreshing to see. Like, it wasn't distracting. Like, it was,
it's like, I think it was obviously like budget as well. It's like, how much can we fucking afford? Just get Nate apart from Christopher Plummer, who is an Oscar-winning actor. He has like, he's quite a revered actor. I think he was in Sound of Music. He goes that far back anyway. He's in fucking everything, man.
Dad in Sound of Music?
I don't know who he is. I've seen Sound of Music like once.
Can I Google it while we're talking?
Aye.
I need to know.
So he's in it, and then you've got Johnny Lee Miller was pretty big at the time. He's the other kind of name, the cool, because he was obviously in Trainspotting. And then he was famous for sliding Angelina Jolie, and then
he was the dad.
Oh, is he the dad?
He's the sexy dad. Oh my god, I used to fancy him when I was younger.
He's a sexy dad, and
and Sound of Music, the dad's a sexy dad.
Oh yes, I think some devil it.
Do you know what? Even as an old guy, he aged pretty well.
I like the sound of Shaggy.
Julia Roberts, man, what a fucking lucky lady.
Julia Roberts.
Oh no, not Julia. Julia Andrews.
Oh, right, I was going to say, what?
Yeah.
I thought like maybe later in life she found herself.
Oh no. Totally wrong. I'm all off. I've got my Julias mixed up.
Right, okay.
My Julies. My Julies.
PA. So, there was that trend of like taking actors and turn them, like, you know, into film stars, I suppose. Like, it definitely made the GBX's career 100%. There was something else as well. Hold on, let me refer to my notes. There was another trend that it had set too, and it is that was it. So like when I was watching this, it kind of dawned on me. I was like, this is 2000. This is before like that, like a huge rush in new metal horrors, right? So new metal horrors kind of all started around about the same time, and there was like after this came out, I remember being like at the time not hating it, Like, I just wasn't buying into it because I felt like
it was
pandered to.
Yeah,
you know?
I can imagine.
I'm 16.
Yeah, no, because easily as a teen, well, I wouldn't be like to say my mom was very strict, but like you would be like they're just almost like making fun of us, like it's
you're the demographic, you're the money.
Yeah, like just
it's
using
cynical.
Using your like music, your culture, your fashion to just get a quick buck. Is how I would have absolutely perceived it when I was younger.
And then just you're watching it and you're like, that's fucking right.
And not even that, I'm like, oh my god, all those outfits are fucking amazing.
Aye. And like, so there was that, after this came out, right, there was a whole bunch of supernatural action films. Like, because remember, this is an action film too. There's a lot of...
Yeah, because I would say it was more action than horror.
Aye, I'd say so too. And so after this, similar studios as well, there was Van Helsing.
Can we talk about that one time?
We can talk about Van Helsing. Aye. And Underworld.
Never seen that.
So like all these films have this like new metal vibe to it. I wouldn't say Van Helsing so much, but it's a supernatural action film.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, was that?
That would have been. I think that would have been after as well.
Because I feel as if that was quite.
That's similar, same ilk to certainly Van Helsing. But Underworld films, like new metal soundtrack, like vampires and and the one of the most lucrative IPs of all time, the Resident Evil films. Each and every one of them, new metal soundtrack, similar visuals, like insane action that like ramped everything up. Though.
But even the games themselves are just pure action with jump scares,
but like the film, ended up being like, so like that was like another, this film broke ground.
Yeah, it was the Strand Center, and that's because Gerard Butler.
GBX as well.
GBX paved the way.
Well, it's just a little baby. There he went.
And he looked so soft.
Wait, I need more of this.
He did, no, he looked. I don't know if it was how he was, the lighting in it. He just like, I just want to say he looked ethereal. He just, honestly, like every time I'm not gonna lie, do you know, right, so there's a part where like he consumes like the leech guy, I can't remember the actual like the name of the character. Hyde, right, so Hyde. It's essentially left to try and figure out how to open what's in. They still don't know what's in this coffin. They think it's like full of gold or full of diamonds or something like that. So essentially, he opens the coffin, but first of all, he cuts himself, and then you just see like the blood kind of getting sucked in, and it's like and then smoke comes out, and he's sitting for ages, just like my finger, and then he's like covered in smoke. But only notices it when it's there, even though it's here at the same time. And then he jumps up and he sees that the smoke's coming out. I was like, basically. And then
only when it's in his peripheral vision.
No, it's like right here kissing him, and he's like,
Stop it.
I don't like that. KBGBs. So he jumps up and then he sees there's like smoke coming out of like one of the crosses on the coffin. So he twists it like a lock, and then the coffin pops open. And then it's like, you obviously then see there's like leeches everywhere, and that's then when you put it together that like how Van Helsing is staying alive, because you're like, oh my god, the leeches. And he has this helmet on, and he's got like stuff on him, so he's like touching him. So he then eats that guy, and then that's when Dracula eats Hyde, and then another henchman comes in, and then Gerard Butler appears as an old man, but instantly becomes young.
Oh, it just all floats off.
That transition was fucking beautiful. It was stunning, and that's when I literally was like, because of how gorgeous he looked. Topless.
Very smooth.
That's what I mean, soft. He looked so soft. He was so
looks like he beat you in a breaststroke like that.
Oh my god, he just looked fucking breathtaking.
Did you know that the original reason that the reason for the heist, because it's a heist film to start with, mental. The reason for the heist was the thieves were going in to knowingly steal Dracula's blood and sell immortality.
That would have been so much better.
I know,
because that would have made more sense. The thing is, so one of the people breaking in works for Van Helsing, and it's like, I don't know what's in his vault. And I'm like, you deal with these files, surely you see what comes and goes. Like, how can you not know what's in the vault? And I guess obviously the whole point is, and it's not even, the vault isn't well hidden, it's behind like a mesh curtain that you can see the big vaulted door. Like, it's not hidden at all. He's like, oh, look at my vault with my dead vampire.
But all the vampire skulls in there as well.
Like, what's in here? See, I love the fuck is with this man? I did enjoy that all the vampires had different teeth.
Like the Nosferatu teeth.
I liked stuff like that.
Like he's travelled the world.
And he's like dealt with different vampires.
And like see his arsenal of weaponry, right?
When the
Van Helsing's the cover turned around and that. Do you know what I instantly thought? I was like, who built that?
Well, surely he didn't have like, you know, like, if I don't know, like if you've worked in like
he's hired labour or something.
Well, like, so have you ever worked in like production where you do things like 5S? This is a very much thing where you do like the tape board. Could you imagine if you like tapes for like a crossbow? It's like a crossbow here, my knife here.
And like the idea behind, like, he has this armament as well.
Yeah.
And like the weapons themselves. So like this plays a lot. This plays a lot with the lore that silver is vampires hate silver, right? Which is like cool because
I always thought it was werewolves. I didn't think I thought vampires were just wooden stake.
No. So like it's that like inversion of Christianity, right? That kind of is the most common lore that vampire. Like stories about vampirism of like embraced, right?
Yeah.
So this idea that like crosses and holy water and things like that, like repel them, but silver. I'm just thinking of why, like how they explain this, and I'm just thinking of the spoiler. That's all the twist. I mean, so the silver was known at the time. So like Bram Stoker's Dracula wasn't the first Dracula book, right? There was a vampire. It was like a guy called like John Polidori or something like that. I think his name is.
Right.
He was the first to write about vampires, and I think he references silver in it. And it's all about like they knew that it was antimicrobial at the time and pure. That's the whole thing, right? Silver's pure.
Okay.
So it'll kill an impurity. So that's where that stems from, right? So then like. There was another couple of books before Bram Stoker's Dracula that really kind of popularised them all. I'm going to open another wee tab. Right?
Okay.
Have you heard of Carmilla?
Oh my god, I was going to say, I have this on my read list. I just want to read about lesbian vampire. But I can't find it anywhere. Like
the novelist is Irish as well, just like Bram Stoker. How nuts is that?
They know how to write a good book. But I basically, there's another podcast that I listen to, I've told you about it, and they're rewriting the Dark Universe.
Yeah.
And one of them has basically, they were talking about Carmilla?
I think it's Carmilla.
And they said, like, you know, it's about gay. Because it's been made into a film.
Yeah, I think it's like vampire lovers.
I thought it's like Dracula's daughter.
No, Dracula's daughter. No, that may be a take on it.
So that's what I mean. So they were saying that that's what that is. So I think they were remaking that one a part of this universe that they're creating, and that's the book that he referenced. And I was just like, there's like, okay. And even then, like the artwork's always like stunning.
It's beautiful.
So yeah, it's like on my read list.
Vampire's good as well.
Okay,
I know it's in that wanker, but that's how.
No, but like, see when I was watching this, and I was like, I actually don't. I'll out myself. Obviously Twilight is like my absolute. I love Twilight, and I don't care. I'll say it till I'm dead. Right? I love Twilight. I know they're not. I know the vampire lore is terrible. There's a theory that they're actually fairies, like fae. I won't bore you with that. But because the mythology is so different from actual vampires, that's like, you know, years and years.
Like you get turned by the intent of the bite, things like that.
Stuff like that. And so it's like, I'm not going to go on it. Sorry, I shouldn't have brought Twilight. Talk about it for hours. But essentially, it's like, I don't actually know a lot of vampire lore except from like the stereotypical stuff, I guess. Like I guess stuff that normal media show. And I would like to actually get into it more because mythology, beautiful, and then vampires.
Yeah, it's cool to see
the
progression. And what this film does with vampire lore, my god.
Oh my,
it's truly great. Not to get too much into the twist. In fact, you know what? Now I think it's a safe time to say. Right. So So we'll finish talking about Silver, right?
Okay. Sorry.
So there's one thing that happens, and you know.
Do you know what the Silver thing I didn't get? But you know, there's a bit in the Magic Rob where they're obviously chucking coins.
That's it.
And then he goes and I was like,
I thought it's because his senses were heightened.
That's why I thought, oh god, he's purely overstimulated. That's a wee shame.
Why is he scared of 30 pieces of silver?
Dracula is Judas.
It was Judas. She playing with that. It's like when I first seen it, I was like, that is so dog shit. I fucking love it. But as the years go by, I'm kind of like, fuck it, why not?
I was like, that is fucking amazing.
Like, if you're going to update it, and that's the whole point of Dracula 2000, breathe new life in it, bring it into modernity. Like, what you need, do something with it, then fucking do something.
Yeah.
And the fact that, like, because they do go into, like, a little bit into the origin of Dracula, like, because he's, like, patient zero vampire, right? Mm-hmm. But it doesn't really get into great detail as to why. But the idea that he has been cursed into immortality
because he was like grass.
Because he was a fucking snake.
I'm gay. Because I think genuinely everyone is gay, right? But I think
a
little bit gay. But being betrayed by a kiss is the gayest thing. Like Judas kissing Jesus. Right. So basically, if you want to know the Bible story, because I'm a good Catholic, the Romans go to Judas, and because at this point Judas is like super annoyed because Jesus isn't doing what he wants, and he loves Jesus and wants Jesus to be, because Jesus is like speaking to the freaks basically, like hanging out with Mary Magdalene, which is why I think she's called Mary. That genuinely.
Okay, aye.
And Simon, I think Simon is Peter, like in the Bible.
Right. Okay.
So that's why I was like, oh my god, and that's like pure fucking Bible.
Well,
stuff.
That's the thing. Like, you know what? Like, you wouldn't. That's not too far a stretch because the script. There was an uncredited script author involved in this. A guy called Scott Derrickson, right? Scott Derrickson is a Christian. He's quite vocal about being Christian.
Oh god, I so listen.
And he's written like a whole ton of horrors and like really successful ones. He made a crossover into mainstream film. He's directed like Doctor Strange and like a whole bunch of other ones, right? So he's doing alright for himself.
Nice, not too bad.
He started off in all these Dimension films, right? He directed one of the Hellraiser Hellbound, like the really bad one, or supposedly bad. I don't know. I'm going to go back to the lot of them soon, so we'll find out.
I've never seen them, so we could even do that as well.
My.
Anything that's like horror, I'm like, no.
Also, Hellraiser. Big Shadows horror as well. Clive Barker.
Well, I do fancy him as that.
Pinhead?
No, Pinhead. The beast, the guy with the horns, he's called Pinhead.
Wait, what?
Hellboy.
Oh, that's Hellboy.
Oh, fucking hell. I've not seen Hellraiser, I've not seen any. But you know what? There'll probably be one I fancy. Just so I am. That's terrible.
Imagine Ron Perlman saying, "We have such sides to show you."
That's what I told you.
So like Scott Derrickson wrote, doctored the script because like the script for Dracula 2000 was sold bought purely on the title, right? So Scott Derrickson, there was an interview with him, I can't remember what it was, but he spoke to Bob Weinstein about it. He's like, I've got this fucking bullshit script. He was like, why did you buy it? And he says it's called Dracula 2000. Scott Derrickson's like shit. So he has a wee pass at it, and he's very Christian. So he just like. So then, I don't know if he put in the
he is Judas.
The Judas part. He might not have done that, but yeah, he probably embellished it.
But so when obviously Judas is revealed to be Dracula, which I never ever thought that's the sentence I would ever say in my life.
Yep.
That's when I was like, oh, I wonder if it's like Mary Magdalene, because she was like. So essentially, we've got opened another tab. Let's go back to where I was. So Judas was annoyed that he was like healing the poor and like hanging out with the freaks, the things that Catholics ignore now of how Jesus actually was, and like how loving and compassionate and open he was, and every freak was his friend. So essentially the Romans like kind of convince him to like betray him, so they're like, we don't know exactly who Jesus is, can you point him out with a kiss? And that's why, and like, basically it's like, Judas, you've betrayed me with a kiss. And yeah, so then you see GBX kissing Jesus on the cheek, still gay in my opinion. And then it's things like he then tries to hang himself, but he cannot die.
Judas gets 30 pieces of
silver, yes,
for his troubles.
For doing it, he's paid before.
Yeah.
So and then he tries to.
And he fumbles and drops all the coins.
He doesn't want to die, and then he's like, "Fuck this! I regret spaghetti killing my boyfriend,
killing my new BF.
I must not be the Jesus." And it's
hangs his cell. But what happens next?
Can he die? Because
he's a vampire. He's been cursed.
Well, so is that
cursed with immortality?
Can I say, is that a curse? Because he seems to be thriving until.
Well, he's thriving in sin. Is there much reward in that? Yes.
Like, do you know, like, it's like obviously when.
Not exactly soul food.
No, and it's not even like. He looks like he's having a fucking blast when he goes to New Orleans and sees all the sin occurring around him. He is like,
he's in his element.
And it's like that's not like that smile when he like looking up at the TV. Oh, I don't think he's like freedom. I know that's so not what
he's just inside the Virgin next door like hold. He goes in and shags them all.
I know! See, every woman was like, clean up on aisle. Clean up on aisle Nirvana. Like, the music section is so fucking I wouldn't blame
that's another great, oh no, absolutely. He's a fucking darling. And he's all new metalled up in that.
Oh my god! He looks so good!
And then, that's another nice modernising of the story as well, is the fact that, like, in 19th century London, when he shows up first time round, he's new to the world again.
Yeah.
He's just woken up for the first time since the 15th century, basically. First time in like the modern world, he's seeing, like, you know, he's seeing film, he's hearing music, he's seeing horse and carts, and I think cars as well, and he's exposed to all these new technologies and that, and this. And it's so romantic, it's a nice romantic London setting, and he's there for love. He's travelled oceans of time for her. And in this one, he shows up, he sees Monster Magnet on the tail, he's like, they're very, very fucking shagging everybody, and he's just like, oh, lick it everywhere. And then
there's a bit, you know, when it's like he's standing outside the strip club, and you just see the silhouette of like 3 women, and he's like, it's like, I was like, wooga!
Bravo!
Like, he's absolutely thriving, and he's so
big time, he's on it. But that's great. Like,
and even at the end, he's like, you know, Jesus died for these sins, but like, look where the world is now. Like, it's absolutely feral. I've won, basically.
Aye, exactly. And when when he goes into Virgin next door, see the Mary's Lucy is she is a pop star called Vitamin C, right? She never really made it over here, right? But she's kind of like. So I hadn't really checked her out, and I'd been meaning to for fucking years, and I was like, perfect opportunity.
Right.
So she's basically like the music that your bully would listen to, you know, like shy kind of ballady pop, like our big songs about graduation day.
Oh yeah.
And it's all like, you know, all that shit, and like what another song's like Smile, and it's got like, you know, like I'd like some like Jamaican woman on it as well, like, you know, when that was big.
Yeah.
Like aye, like just basically like we can't have any black pop stars really.
No.
But we'll take your music.
Yeah, I will use what
you know, because there's been a bit tired of that through the ages. Why stop there?
Exactly.
And new metal as well. White boys rapping. many.
Not
so, and Virgin didn't endorse this film.
Shut up, because they're everywhere. I literally was like, what an ad.
They took, I know. So apparently the guy directed it. And
did they just buy the rights to the logo and said
I don't think they did. The whole deal was the writer was just like, I don't want Mary to be like she's an every girl.
Yeah.
She is like a surrogate for the audience. Like she carries them through the story.
Yeah,
she's the relatable one.
Because we're all in the dark like me.
Exactly. So what do cool people do?
Virgin.
Or just lassies apparently.
Work
in Virgin Megastore
with only women. Which, by the way, that'd be great. What a time. I mean, that's kind of the era where it was like women were perceived as being bitchy to each other. Not but let's not. Oh, I'm going to pretend they all loved each other and it was a great time. And loved each other, maybe not.
The staff room was perfectly healthy.
Exactly. Just no animosity.
No, none.
No aggro.
No. And so the director said that he regretted it. He's like, the fucking money we could have made, just by getting that sweet that's fucking Branson money.
Yeah,
you know, I imagine he would have thrown bucks at that. But
well, but maybe he just was like, well, I doubt, as if a fucking millionaire's like, I don't know.
No, he was too busy trying to fucking wreck the NHS.
True.
Sorry, not getting political. Oh, fuck that cunt.
Amen.
Fuck him.
Fuck millionaires.
Anyway, so that director's really interesting actually. He worked on, he started off, this is a Wes Craven Presents production, you should have said it at the top. Wes Craven Presents Dracula, and then it became Wes Craven Presents Dracula 2000. And Wes Craven's name at that point was Gold because Screaming just came out, and he had obviously had ties to way back in the 80s when he created Nightmare on Elm Street, and so he was the spearhead for popularising the slasher genre at the time, first time round with Nightmare on Elm Street, and then ironically just A Nightmare on Elm Street and some others like Friday the 13th and that supposedly lost their way. But sequels are fucking minty. And they kind of folk were horror's cheesy now. It's it's just they're just in it for a quick buck or whatever. And then Scream comes out and it's it's a slasher revivalist, right? So that brings and then we've got I know you did Last Summer, Urban Legend, and then all these films start rolling out again. And the guy who directed this edited most of Wes Craven's films from I think for New Nightmare and that onwards, maybe even earlier. So he was part of that from the start. So he kind of passed the baton. Wes Craven passed the baton onto him, and he directs a whole bunch of new metal films like Drive Angry and that, right? So he's fucking shite, brilliant shite. And Patrick Lussier is his name. He's an editor by trade, but that's one of the things about the horror industry that a lot of people talk about is the kindness of the figureheads Wes Craven, George Romero, and stuff like that. They were happy to have apprentices essentially and give them opportunities. Aye, totally. And so Wes Craven Presents was a good platform for new and upcoming artists to start their careers, and a lot did. And Wes Craven, absolute diamond of a guy, R.I.P. He offered all these opportunities, started that career, kick-started all these trends and everything like that, and as cheesy and as new metal as this film is, I think there's an underlying there's nothing mean-spirited about it, and I think that's something that I don't know if it was deliberate or whatever, but just the nature of how it became and how it ended up as well. It's I think that's testament to Wes Craven's kindness. I think that's part of the DNA through it. But anyway, that's it. We'll close that wee tab. So I think we're at a good point now to talk about the end of the film, right? So we get to the rooftop in New Orleans. The Harem are taking on Johnny Lee Miller. Mary's
Neon Jesus in the background.
Neon Jesus got his eyes on everything, and he's fucking dude of Blue for Dreams button. And Mary's I ain't bother, but no, whack. Takes one of the Harem because she's.
Well, no, she tricks them first.
Yeah, she aye.
And then I love the fact that Lucy wait. That's the thing that I was oh my god, they're loving it. Is this are they all gonna do it? When she wipes her lips and then kisses the. Oh,
aye.
Well, that
good day.
Very good. But yeah, and then she kills.
Aye.
Lucy.
Just like he goes into a flower pot.
So good.
Great.
And like, yeah, seeing like a woman, like seeing that action from like a woman, especially in that era.
Totally. But that's what horror does all the time,
Yeah.
time after time. Gives voices to people who don't normally have a voice. So Johnny Lee Miller, he's alive.
Yep.
The harem go. His whois, they're away.
Holding no more.
They're away. They've kicked the bucket.
Oh, ripperoni.
Big fuck. What would they be in hell now? What are they? I don't know what happens. Anyway, they're away. Mary has now a chance to. She's a force to be reckoned with.
Yes.
She can kill Dracula
Yes.
because she is as powerful.
Yeah.
If not more, she's a wee bit young, sprightly.
Okay, we'll get so keep going because there's a bit in the end and that I got confused at.
Right. Okay. So. Cable gets tired in Dracula's
well, they're fighting and she's like, have you never asked for forgiveness?
Oh, aye. Yep.
And he was like, why? Oh, and I think he said, why would I want forgiveness? Like, this is like, look what's happened to the world now. Like, the world is just full of sin. This is not exactly, he's not said it this way.
Aye.
This is fucking class. I'm having a great time. Why would I ask for forgiveness? And why would I, basically, like, ask for forgiveness so that you can finally pass. And then, yeah. That's when they then start fighting, and then I think she then realises. Does anything said to Neon Jesus at this point? Does she say anything?
No. He's just looking over the whole thing.
So Jesus is just like, fuck, I made this.
Aye. So when it gets to Dracula's death,
yes,
she ties that cable around his neck,
which
fucks
is
him off the side, hangs him just as he had been hung as Judas.
Yes, which I was like,
death
stunning.
have come full circle.
Do coins fall? Is there not something of like coin or like something?
I don't know.
There's
something clinking.
Something clanks. Maybe, or maybe I've made that up and I should have directed it.
You're just too Catholic.
I know. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm
Honestly, you're hearing things that aren't there.
I'm sorry.
I nearly done it myself. I'm with you.
You're right. I just my boy.
So he's hung. I mean,
we don't know that.
I think it's a fair assumption to make that he's knocking knees. Dracula's in there dipping it in the pan. So he hangs for the side. It's not even any better. And he's like, and he catches a flame because of the sun, and it's not a rope, so he hangs and it, like. Why do you think why does this kill him and like that hasn't killed him before? Why do you think?
So there's something because I was like confused, right? Because at one point Mary falls, so like Mary ties his like essentially like his neck in this wire almost, and then the Neon Jesus falls, he hangs, and then Mary falls to the ground, but Mary gets up because she's immortal, and then he says, "I free you."
Mm-hmm.
And then her eyes go white.
Yep.
Then, no, they go red, white, then brown. And then I guess that's her, from what I read, that's her now. He removed the vampirism from her.
Yeah, aye.
So because he freed, I'm assuming it's something like he freed her from the sin that Jesus was like, my man, time to die.
Well, it's like...
Do you know why? Why do her eyes go white?
I think it's just the transition from going from a vampire back to human again.
But her eyes go white at the very, very, very end when she's narrating, so I just thought that was like
because she's still got it in her blood, or maybe like
angel.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. Sorry.
So no, I don't know for certain. It's just my interpretation. What I think has happened is that like he's refuted. I think it's said at one point either the beginning or the end when she's like talking to her diary or whatever, Mary. She's basically, she says that he was like obviously cursed and like, and that's how he became the original like vampire, cursed into immortality as like, you know, an anti-being and all that. And then at the end, he releases Mary and repents in a sense as well in front of Neon Jesus. And so in the eyes of Neon Jesus, he is no longer evil. He's no longer evil. He's been forgiven. He had, this is repentance.
Yeah.
And And like, which is kind of nice. It's just back to where the hanging was originally. Had he like asked for
forgiveness while
at the
hanging,
time,
he'd have got it.
He wouldn't have had to hang himself or anything like that. He would have received Jesus' forgiveness and ultimately being able to carry on living with his guilt, blah blah blah. Instead, he chose the coward's path. But Shagger.
Well, aye. And yeah.
To millennia.
Wait, that's what I mean. Like, is it actually a punishment? Like, you've betrayed your friend.
Nico, it's a punishment.
No, it's not. He shagged everyone. I'm sorry. Dracula spent his shagging beautiful women. Fucking lock me up. Like, he...
Cuff me, officer.
I know, I'm so sorry. I get me father crying sins.
No, in like the traditional sense, of course, I mean, me personally, all fucking feel all the trouble tears, like, but poetically, I think yes, he has. He's like been committed to a life of sin through his own choice, right? So that's the punishment. Never die and see it like, and cover that. I don't know why I'm there.
So do you think like the blood consumption is like he probably does feel weak? And then it's like, so like, it's stuff like that. It's like, why drink blood? Oh, is that because he drank the blood of Christ?
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, why?
I've not got into that, but like, it's still. But I reckon that is the curse. Like, that is what it is referred to a curse in a couple of books. The idea that you can't not feed. It's just you're animalistic.
You can't control it.
You are completely. It's like being a werewolf as well. Like you can't. The moon comes out,
and that's it.
There's nothing you can do.
You're a bit.
Exactly. I believe that was the slogan for the Benicio del Toro Wolfman.
If anyone needs me to write slogans for their films, 2 lines and Scottish.
That's it. No.
God, I love and hate these sometimes.
Walk up your chickens.
Means it. God. Anyway, I think that was great. I'm going to put that on a t-shirt. And then give me Goff merch. No.
Aye, exactly. That's a nice
it's like a little Pomeranian.
From a Dracula episode as well. That was something else. See, do you know what justifies this title, right? Dracula 2000. Is that it's set obviously the year 2000, right? But also, like, back in like 1999, before Y2K, that was a massive. There was so much buzz about it.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody talked about it. Like year 2000 coming out, the Millennium Bug, and like they built the Millennium Dome and everything like that. And it was all the Millennium, year 2000. It's almost pretty much the age of Dracula at the time.
Oh.
Right. So I'm gonna have a wee look and see if there's anything that we've not covered. I one of my notes here. Who built the Van Helsing traps? Christopher Plummer ain't no joiner.
A joiner can do that.
I think I've covered everything.
Yeah.
So overall, scaredy cat perspective, what did you think?
Not a horror. There's moments that would make you go like, ugh. It's like the leech, there's like a bit where someone gets attacked by a leech and he gets it in his eye and he has to keep pulling at it. I would just say it's really fun. Jared Butler, it's just, you feel safe watching it because Jared Butler's in it.
He's barely in it, but I kind of like that. Again, it's like, don't show too much of the monster. And like just build and build and build and build. And like, he's not great, as a monster. But as Jerry Butler, he's fucking sensational.
Yeah, he is.
You can tell he eyes shite, right? But you cannot deny that presence.
No, it's like.
And that there's some. I love watching films where you're like, that's a stuff. Like what I was talking about Half Nelson when I first seen that was like, that boy's going places. Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, and
And like that, you can tell he's got it. In terms of like watching it as a hellhound, the gore was faint. But like for a film like this, I don't like. I don't
You're
really,
not watching it for the horror.
No, I'm not. I'm not at all. I'm watching it to be entertained.
Yeah.
You know, it's a party horror. This is new metal horror.
Yeah.
This isn't like, you know, I'm not watching a Texas Chainsaw sequel, like where, you know, practical effects and gore and like all that and gruesome plot, like the titillation and all like minging stuff is like prevalent in those films, but this is not. It's like I don't really. It doesn't need it. Like I would have been annoyed if there was no blood. It's a fucking vampire film, whatever. But as a Dracula film, not a Dracula film.
I do feel like there wasn't a lot.
There wasn't really a lot, no.
The goriest bit was at the start, and he shook that up straight away.
Aye. Like,
which cool effect. Do you know what the effects were amazing? Like for digital effects, and like that transformed from like crepid to beautiful babe is.
Aye, for the time, and like, but that like filmmaking was different, and they had more time. Whereas now, like if this, like if this were made, like it would be a. Like it does have a straight to video feel about it,
but it's like high end.
But it's high end, like it's a like the Dimension company, like they were like low end budgets, right? But they were still like, you know, like sometimes like 10 million and up. Like that's a small budget.
I know.
Back then, you know, and like even like the actual straight to video Dimension films all look amazing. Like there's all the like there's Halloween, Curse of Michael Myers, there's like from that era as well, there's like Phantoms and stuff like that, and obviously from the straight to video one specifically. I think that'll include the Darkman sequels. I'm not sure if that's Dimension. Hellraiser, all those sequels, right? I remember not liking them, but I remember thinking, right, I'll give this a go. It doesn't look cheap.
Yeah,
and there is a production quality of these films that I really like as well, and like sadly can only be nostalgic for now because like most films aren't shot on film anymore, and like they're not properly lit, and there's not like there's no thought or time given to like staging
colour, like every film is quite grey now.
It's either saturated or like desaturated too much either end, and it's just like there's not, even if you're knowingly making like garbage for teenagers, or not garbage, junk food for teenagers, which was all the Dimension films, right? Like this included, like this is just a munchy boxy film, right? And which is great, you know. I'm not.
No, there's no insult in that at all.
But it's well packaged.
Yeah.
It's not too greasy.
Yeah.
You know, the chips are nice and soft. They're not crispy and overcooked and everything. Everything's delicious.
Yeah.
None of it's nutritious or good for you.
But it's great. It makes the brain happy.
So well cooked.
Yeah, and
to
it's
perfection. The box isn't greasy or dripping or anything like that. It's bulging a wee bit, so there's a bit too much in there. But sorry, it's fine. And it's still piping hot.
Even the length of time. I think I'm kind of over films being like 5 hours.
Oh, fuck that.
And I think this is like, what, maybe like, I want to say an hour 50.
Sweet spot is 90, I think it's round about the sweet spot, which is 90 minutes. I think it's like 97 or something.
And it was at one point I paused it and then I was like, oh my god, I only have 20 minutes.
Aye.
And I have like...
How good is that? Like that.
You're like shocked that it's come, because I'm just so used to being like, and another.
But like, with like films like this, like
it didn't need it. It doesn't need it.
So I am glad that they kind of trimmed it a little. You know, like there are deleted scenes. You know, to get a sweet spot film, worth it.
Not totally. But yeah, Scaredy Cat would. It's not scary. It's fun. It's, I would say, quite campy in a way. And just dumb, and I love dumb. I'm Jared Butler. Do you? Yeah, I've not told you.
Jared Butler.
I do. I like Jared Butler, yeah.
Right, okay. Finally, what we'll do is we'll go into our mailbox, right? Mm-hmm. So, this is obviously quite unusual because this is obviously our first episode.
Yeah.
And, but somehow we've had quite a lot of emails from listeners.
Uh-huh.
So, we'll have a read. The first one here is from Woody Allen. It says, I think it's incredibly bold to have an iconic character such as Dracula explore interfamilial love. A truly admirable move from the writer. So that's Woody Allen.
Right.
Sounds a bit like a Roman. This one is from a guy called Tommy Robinson.
What?
Not Tony. Tommy Robinson says here, all the pure blood stuff between Dracula and that Fitbird is proper blinding. And then there's a wee emoji here at the end that looks it's like a cross, but it's broken. And this final one here is from a guy called James Corden.
Wow.
And it's just it's insufferable, disingenuous shit, I suppose you could call it, typography. It's just unbearable. That's that. That's the emails.
I can't believe we've got
any.
Exactly.
Any emails we don't exist really.
That's how big this is.
That's a unit.
We PR'd it.
We're going global.
We're going global, baby. 2014 year Goff.
2014.
We're going back. We're going back, baby. I don't want to be here. I want to go back.
Let's go back to 2001.
When the film came out. Well, I wouldn't have.
Me looking up at the big screen the way that he looks at the singer from Monster Man.
Do you know what that's literally how I want everything to
Right, so if you're in it to promote, any gigs coming up with that you want to promote before we wrap up?
I'll promote Goofy Goff.
Okay.
So you can find us on Instagram at GoofyGoff_. If you like what we do, that's the only place you can find us.
Well, we've got goofygoff.com.
Well, yeah, that's if you want to support us. That would be great because this has been done for free.
Yep.
Until we get, because obviously we've got emails from such big celebs that.
Huge celebs.
Well, except the last one that's
whatever
terrible.
That was.
That's actually an insult.
Repulsive.
Do you think they did that because they knew how powerful this podcast would be? They said we need up and down a peg.
I think they're just riding on coattails. Whoever that. James Corden is.
I didn't even say the name. You say it 3 times, you summon him, and you have to put him in a musical.
Oh, I'm sorry. God, that was disgusting.
I know.
So I've set us up on Twitter as well.
Nice.
So we're at Goofy Goff Pod.
Oh.
And for those watching, you'll get a wee ding ding at the bottom here with all our socials.
Should we get a YouTube?
This will be going up on our YouTubes, don't you?
Oh yeah, we'll have a YouTube.
On the tubes. You'll be watching it on our tubes right now.
Goofy Goff something.
And you do that. What is it the YouTubers always say at the end?
Smash that like button and don't forget hit that subscribe button. Smash that like and don't forget to ring the little bell to be notified when you get your next video. That's terrible. So sorry.
That's perfect.
You think John Bessie? Hi.